Yo, boys and girls, what's going on? It's your boy Shane here, back here on Black Ops 2, playing some free-for-all. I remember, this is the map carrier. I go 30 and... Shit, I don't remember what I won. I get this game a while back. I guess it was like 30 and 70. I'll say the score at the end, but... Anyways, what I will talk about today is, another life story. So this is going to be about my first day of work, and my first job, too. So I can remember it like it was yesterday. It was a place called Kroger's, and this happened about a year ago. I believe it was in October. This is my first day of work. Now, I was hired for a different store, and they trained me at this really gross store that was just so awful, man. I mean, it was just, the bathrooms had shit on the walls. There was like graffiti on all the walls outside the store. The floors were just so scraped up and scrapped out. It was in the bad part of town too. And I remember I walked in there, I was like, I'm here to train. Now I look back on it, I don't know why the hell I said that. I wish I should have said, yeah, I'm here to, I wish I would have said something different than that. I don't know what I would have said, but I would have said something way different if I knew what I said back then. Would sound so retarded as I do know today. But I was like, I'm here to train, and the trainer, I believe her name was Miss Sherry. She's like, oh, okay, well follow me, Daniel, because I go by Daniel outside of like everything else because it's more professional. But anyways, she said that, and I see this giant line of people just waiting at this little thumbprint thing where they get your thumbprint and everything for your employee sign-in thing. It's sort of like a thumb scanner. No, it's like a finger scanner. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but there was like 5 or 6 people in front of me, and there was like 10 people behind me. And when I got up to my turn, they're like, alright, let me see your badge. And I was like, alright. And she's like, wait, you don't have it on here? I'm like, what do you mean I don't have it on there? She's like, your EUID. You need an EUID. I don't know what it stands for now. But she's like, you need an EUID. I'm like, I don't know what my EUID is. She's like, okay, follow me. And we go up all the way up the stairs in the back. And she's like, alright, well, go tell them your name and they'll give you your EUID and password. I'm like, okay. So they give my EUID, and we go back to that machine and we put my fingerprint in. And I'm like, alright, so that was easy. And it took like an hour to do, so I was like, oh man, this has been a nice first hour of working. So then they start me sacking. And I see this, I meet this girl there. Her name is, let's just throw it as her name is, I don't know, let's say her name is Molly. And she's a cashier. She's trying to be a cashier for the same store that I'm going to. And we're just talking, making small talk, and talking to the customers too. And she's like, oh hey, is this your first job? I was like, yeah, it was. I'm so amped. And this is like a year ago, so I didn't know what it would actually be like. But yeah, I was like, yeah, man, I'm amped. I'm ready to start working because I love working. And she's like, oh, this is a really big thing for me because I was too shy, so I was afraid of getting a job. And I was like, all right. And I remember my first person to give me a tip. She was a old black lady. This was my first day. I got my first tip from her. And I was sacking the groceries. I was just making small talk with her. And she's talking about, like, how the world's coming to shit. I'm like, ma'am, you're completely right. She's like, thank you, son. Here's $1. And I was like, oh, thank you, ma'am. And that's like my only tip that I ever got from working there. Or trading, at least, from there. So, moving along, my first ever break was before I got a 15-minute break, so I went to this little, I think it was a Popeyes, and I sat down and just had a Coke, and I was texting. I don't remember if I was texting, I don't remember, it was a different girl. She was a real cute girl. I don't remember her name or anything like that, but she was a real cute girl. She's like, so what are you doing? I'm like, ugh, first day of work, fun. She's like, yeah, it's at work, it's supposed to be fun. And I'm like, yes, it is fun. And I don't remember the conference going exactly like that, but it went something like that. You know, I get off from break and I go back to my sacking station. They're like, hey, Daniel, move one register down and start sacking for them. And that's when they taught me about bouncing. And I was like, oh, okay, so I just go from register to register sacking. And they're like, yeah, sure, go ahead and do that. You know, it's about, I was getting off at about 9:30. You know, it's about 8:30, 9. And they close down a bunch of registers. And it's a 24-hour store. So I'm one of the last sackers there. Until the guys that come in at like 9:30 come. And I'm just sacking groceries. At the end of the night, this little white girl, like this really ghetto kind of little white girl, like thinks she's all gangster and stuff. She lived in the ghetto part of town. I'm guessing that's what she thought. She was like some ghetto girl or some shit like that, but she wasn't like, yo homie, sack my groceries. And I was like, okay. And the thing is, her mom was like right behind her, and I'll never forget the expression she looked at me. She gave me this expression on her face. She's like, boy, you better not break a damn thing or I will bust your ass. And that was her exact expression on her face. I knew what she was thinking that entire time. And her daughter and her are walking out of the store, and her daughter picked up like this bag of like this bunch of like ragu and ramen noodle pastries and stuff like that. Not ramen noodle, but like ragu and like, I don't remember. I think ramen noodle spices or something, and like canned food and shit. She takes the bag out for some reason. I don't know why, but she drops them on the floor, and her mom's there cussing at her. But that's gonna do it, guys. That's my first day of war.